Newgrounds. Newgrounds is a website, a beautiful website, founded on July 6th, 1996 by Tom Fulp. The website where people are able to create their own movies, games, audios, and artwork. This was a different era of the internet. There wasn't people like this, or this. There wasn't any corporate BS, and people didn't take the internet seriously. And people made stuff on the internet not because they want money, it's because they actually enjoyed it. And I know most of you guys watching this video right now probably know Newgrounds because of the funny Arrow singing game. One of the most popular series on Newgrounds at the time was Madness Combat. Madness Combat, you shoot, kill, and brutally murder. Madness Combat was created by Matthew D, or Crinkles as his online alias. The first Madness Combat episode was created on July 25th, 2002 on Newgrounds. In the first episode, someone is playing a song on their boombox called Chicken Dance. Hank J. Wibbleton, the main character of the series. I guess Hank doesn't like the song, so he kills everyone, blows their bodies up, and kills Jesus himself. Jesus is the antagonist of the series and can make zombies from the dead and send them to kill Hank. And then Hank dances to the music all by himself. And so on this day, our hero has slain 30 men, and he would later admit to having a good time doing it. Definitely not a mental disorder. In the next episode, Madness Combat 2 Redeemer, taking place somewhere in Nevada, Hank, for unknown reason, wants to assassinate the sheriff. But the sheriff is protected by Jesus. So the episode starts off with Hank strangling a man and tossing his body in a sewer. And also, Hank has a tracker dedicated to the goddamn sheriff. The sheriff must be living rent-free in this guy's head. After he breaks into the police station, slaughtering dozens of people, Tricky the Clown comes in. Another antagonist of the Madness Combat series. He is an assassin, hired by the sheriff to kill Hank. And no, he's not from Friday Night Funkin'. I mean, he kills Tricky pretty fast. Not gonna lie. Hank is able to get through the chaos and he finally gets to the sheriff's office right as he's about to shoot the sheriff. He gets shot in the head by Jesus. In Madness Combat 3 AVENGER, Hank is back again and even more desperate, killing 29 men. The sheriff releases the improbability drive, releasing Tricky once again. Hank kills Tricky and he finally kills the sheriff, but he gets stabbed in the back. Madness Combat 4 APOTHEOSIS. Hank has been shot in the head, stabbed in the back, but he is still back in business trying to kill Tricky. Doesn't work out because he just blows himself up. Madness Combat 5 DEPREDATION. Hank is desperate and even more aggressive than usual, and he's targeting Tricky. Oh my fucking god. Clown. Hank and Tricky fight, but obviously the clown is way too powerful and he just rips Hank in half. Madness Combat 5.5. There's also a Madness Combat 6.5 and 7.5. They are just filler episodes with the characters Stanford and Deimos.
Yes, I kept calling Stanford. Did I take retakes? No.
After Madness Depredation, these episodes show Stanford and Deimos fighting against the AAHW, also known as Agency Against Hank Wibbleton. I know, very, very creative organization name. Madness Combat 6 Antipathy. Hank wakes up again after getting his head ripped off in the last episode because somewhere in Nevada, the icon of sin, a battered body is denied death. He commits lay epic slaughter. He comes across a note. Very good. Catch me if you can, sucker. They get on a train. They start fighting. Tricky summons a building that Hank has to get through. Hank finally kills Tricky, but Tricky transforms into another form. Madness Combat 7 Consternation. Tricky brutally murders Hank and then he brings him back to life. Half of the episode is just Tricky versus Hank. Then he gets cornered in a room with a big ass monster. He gets back into fighting Tricky again. Then Jesus kills Hank and Tricky. At the end of the episode, we get to see the leader of the AAHW, Agency Against Hank Wibbleton, The Auditor. Madness Combat 8 Inundation focuses on the character Jesus and the Auditor. Madness Combat 9 Aggression. Stanford and Deimos save Hank. They threw him into this weird portal thing, and while Deimos is tapping the funny screen, he gets shot in the head, with Stanford being the only one alive. Hank is shown that he has gotten bigger and stronger, and he kills the scary monster, and then they're cornered by the Auditor. Madness Combat 10 Abrogation. Hank and Stanford battle the Auditor and wins the battle. Madness Combat 11 Expurgation. What the hell are these titles? The last episode and the longest episode, Tricky comes back to life. He's never gonna give up, obviously. Tricky shoves Hank and Stanford, putting them in another underground world. Tricky tells both of them to leave, but at the same time stops them from leaving. Okay, Tricky, make up your mind. Do you want to f with them a bit more, or do you actually want them to leave? Stanford is fighting a bunch of black Trickies. Hank comes in to help. The battle is pretty long, but they manage to kill Tricky, and that's it. There has not been a 12th episode. That has been on hold since August 2019, and when that does come out is going to be cool. There are also Madness Combat games, and I want to talk about them too. Madness Interactive. Madness Interactive is a flash game based on Madness Combat 2 Redeemer. It was created by Flecko. The sprites were supplied by Crinkles. You have to go through each levels, killing the enemies to get to the sheriff, and when you do, the game ends. Madness Accelerant. Madness Accelerant is a sequel to Madness Regent, released for Madness Day 2009. It's a collaboration between Tom Folt's Mind Chamber and Crinkles, where you play as Hank and the only objective is to kill Tricky as he chases you throughout Nevada, while he's sending his men to attack you, which is good because when you kill them you get their weapons. At the end of the game, when you kill Tricky, Madness Project Nexus. The first game was released on March 25th, 2012. It is an arcade-style shoot-'em-up game where you're playing as Hank and you have Stanford and Deimos by your side. You can also play as Deimos, Stanford, and Dr. Kristoff to defeat the final boss, Phobos. Madness Project Nexus 2. Madness Project Nexus 2 is an upcoming game. It's like the first game, but get this, it's 3D, and it's going to be available on Steam. It looks like it's coming out sometime in 2021, so that will be exciting. In conclusion, Madness Combat is amazing. How could someone animate a psychopath murdering 30 people because one person played music on a boombox, to getting hunted down by a zombie clown thing that could transform into many different things, a black shadow, red eye ghost figure, and Jesus fucking Christ himself? Must be a dream. So I believe you should watch the Madness Combat episodes and play the games. You will like them a lot. So anyways, if you like this video, join my Discord server, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe.